it and share my screen. Yay. Okay, so annual planning. So it's January. It's really better to do this in December ahead of time, but here we are in January and that's okay too. So the idea here is, like I said, planning for the year, that you can use this for yourself. You can use it for help your affiliates understand how they can use Pagewheel throughout the year to create products and promote them. And also, if you're agency level and providing services for clients, you can give them, this is the, here's all the things I can do. Plan your year for you and all the wonderful things we're going to do to grow your business. So, boop, let's see.
Looks great. I like it.
Approve. I don't know whose note taker that was. Okay, sorry. Wasn't so okay. So what I have here for you guys, first of all, actually, let me go back to my dashboard and give you the link to the PDF. The share funnel and stuff aren't created yet, so I will have that for you later this week. But for now, let's see. Let me get Zoom. Guys, Zoom's killing me. Okay, so here's a PDF. And we'll go back to sharing. Okay. All right, so 2025 offer launches. So the whole idea behind growing your business, right, is make more offers, large and small, whether it's free opt-ins to grow your list, whether it's tripwire offers just to start selecting for who's opening their wallet for you, to bigger product launches. This annual planning that we're going to do right here is, we're going to assume that you're going to do, we'll just start with one launch each quarter. Okay, because and of course, you know, be reasonable and adjust this around your own schedule. Some people are in it full time and other people are doing it on the side. So this is just an example of how to go about doing it. But one launch each quarter, you know, gives you time for planning in between, getting feedback for your audience about what you may want to do for the next one, how to improve on the one you just did, and generally provides a reasonable pace of things. And what I recommend is starting with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That's the biggest sales day and week of the year. So if you only do one in a year, that's probably your best bet for doing it. Of course, everybody's niche is different and some are seasonal and that might not apply, but when in doubt, or if you're not sure, start with that. So what I did here is say, hey, in November, we're going to launch. That's going to be launch number 4. And then just spacing it out evenly throughout the quarters. I just counted backwards. So August, May, February makes 4 launches on the calendar. So we start with that. Have our bigger product launches. We know we're going to have, when we use our Pagewheel 2-week launch plan, we're going to have 2 weeks of pre-launch activities leading up to that. And possibly more if you're doing a more complex, involved product development. You might need more time than that. But the actual email sequences and stuff to build the excitement and anticipation before your launch happens the 2 weeks prior. So quarterly launches. Everybody good with that? Okay. I realize I talk and don't leave time for asking questions, so I'm trying to deliberately pause and give you the opportunity. Okay, so we have our quarterly launches in there, and now we're going to, this would be like our next level down of, hey, we're also gonna make some tripwire offers throughout the year, and we'll just say, hey, let's do one each month, but not during the months that we're doing our bigger launches. So we're scheduling around those, and we'll get into, it's like, once you've done this, it's like you need to overlay it with your personal schedule, right? It's like, do you want a business and, you know, life? It's like we have to balance it all. So it's really terrible if you plan a launch the same week of, I don't know, Christmas or the family reunion or something else you have going on, right? So So we're going to lay this out, but don't forget, it's like everybody has a life and we need to account for that. So we're setting ourselves up for success. So the paid tripwire offers, these are those lower level, smaller products. And you may find that where that idea is coming from, it may be a breakdown from something you already have, maybe a suggestion from your audience. You may find that putting your tripwire offers together and adding more to them packaged up, you may wrap that up and make that a bigger launch package. So sometimes they fit together or are somewhat multi-purpose. You don't want to just slap a different name on something and try to sell it to your audience for more or less. It still needs to give them value for what they're getting. And assuming that when somebody starts buying from you, you're solving problems for them. If they're buying multiple products from you, those should be solving different problems or different levels of complexity of the problem. So they're always getting value from it. And what I mean by different levels of complexity would be, I mean, an easy one is like the do-it-yourself versus the done for you. It's the same thing, but you're providing a different depth of service. So it's still different problem for them, right? The problem is they need somebody else to do it for them, even though it's the same thing, same process for the do-it-yourself. Okay, so tripwires, one each month, scheduled around our quarterly launches. Sound good? Okay. All right. So next, or this is again, it's always make more offers, right? So we have our quarterly, big launches, we have our monthly smaller products, and we always want to be putting lead magnets out there, whether we're pulling them from using them to get people towards products we already have, or putting them out there to test for, see if there's a need from your audience for a future idea or problem to solve. So lead magnets, what I've done here, because with Pagewheel, you can do them so quickly, I've put 2 for the tripwire months and 1 during the launch month. So by the end of the year, you will have at least 20 more lead magnets. And some people will do more and some will do less around your schedule. But again, this is whether it's for yourself or a suggestion for an affiliate of how to use Pagewheel throughout the year, or for your agency clients, here's a roadmap for what a year might look like of things you can launch for them. Okie dokie. All right. So with that mapped out, we'll break it down to what does a weekly schedule look like. So a weekly schedule, and everybody's is different, but I just put here, for example, if you're starting at the beginning of the year, you want to note, any special things going on that week, whether it's holidays, so like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, maybe you're not doing anything, or maybe you're super busy, or maybe it's just a regular day. Just everybody's different, right? But for example, what are some weekly activities and right at the beginning of the month? Well, you might want to batch create and schedule all of your January emails, right? Whether it's weekly or daily or something like that. So, and these activities are broken down by what are you doing for your product that you're creating and launching that month, whether it's the launch product, the tripwire offer, or the lead magnet. So you want to have those activities in your schedule, your email activities in your schedule, and then your social media promotions in your schedule. And so this is the beginning of the month. Oh, I'm going to batch create and schedule next week's social media. It might be you do a month at a time. Totally depends on your schedule or what you've agreed with your client. And then I put notes on here of, even though I batch created and scheduled the emails, I note when, like, this is assuming I publish my email newsletters on every Thursday, because I always like to check and make sure that there were no techie tech glitches and it actually went out, right? So I keep that on my calendar, even though that's technically, like, publishing isn't the activity, but checking on the publishing is what I mean there. And then, so after the holidays of New Year's Day, the next day I'm going to create the tripwire offer or start working on it for that month. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, and then this would be an example of Black Friday, Cyber Monday that I just wanted to call out in particular. When you're doing a product launch, then you would want to backfill in your 2-week launch plan activities and make sure that you're hitting those every day. And again, even if you're scheduling anything, you always want to check and make sure that emails are going out or whatever is getting published, so you're driving traffic to your offer. But that's the big one. Again, if you only do one, do that one. But everybody's niche is different. So just, well, we'll get into pro tips in a little bit, but just remember that almost any holiday or seasonality can be an opportunity to promote something you either have or you're making. And don't forget to re-promote things that you already have that have been successful and your audience likes. So if something comes up, if you have a busy month, or say it's slow in the summertime or something like that, it's like just re-promote something you already have. Or with a different angle. You can sometimes, take the same product and just use it a different way or towards a different audience. Now, for your annual planning, here's specifically how you can use Pagewheel to help you do this. So for your product activities, of course, we have the product builder and the website builder. If you don't have ideas, if you're starting out and you have no idea what you want to make, go to copy packs. And here, I'll show you over here. Sign in. That's important. And so you can go over here to products and programs, and there's product ideas to help give you ideas for products. And it'll give you a list here. We can just look at it of both physical product ideas and digital product ideas, but read them all, no matter what you're making, because sometimes the names in one column will give you an idea for the other kinds. So if that's what you're looking for. Meal prep containers and portion control tools. It's like, well, maybe a meal prep menu of the week or something like that. So the physical products can help you with the digital products and vice versa. So also under business branding, it's under business branding, but if you look at these head and heart objections and head and heart solutions, and even my avatar, if you haven't looked at these in copy packs, I really recommend that you do, because you really want to get in the head of your avatar, use the words that they're using for the problem that they have that you're providing the solution for. And the solution is the product that you want to make for them. So these can also give you ideas for things to create, whether it's a lead magnet or a tripwire offer or even a bigger launch product. My avatar on here. Okay, so that's for your product development activities. For your email, there's lots of different email copy packs in there. And email is much like social media, where you don't want to just be screaming, I'm selling stuff all the time. That's not a way to build a relationship. And you want to alternate the activities using Rachel's social system for engaging and building that relationship with people so they get to know, like you, and trust you. And then when it's time for you to actually sell something, if they have that problem and they trust you, they will buy your solution. And so in the email copy packs, there are product launch packs, there are sales email packs. There's, if you're just starting your email list gathering, if you don't have an email list, start one. You can use MailChimp for free. It connects to Pagewheel, and just get in the groove of writing emails to your audience, even if you don't have one yet. And we have in copy packs, we have welcome to my newsletter and newsletter topic ideas, lots of stuff to help you with your email marketing. And also with both emails and social media, remember to consider 3 or 4 adjacent topics to the actual topic if you feel like you're running out of ideas, right? So I have a client who's selling, they're a farmer and they're selling produce, but what are adjacent things, right? Nutrition, right? Healthy things for your family, um, recipes. There are other things that they can provide to their audience to nurture that relationship until it's harvest season, and then they have lots of stuff to sell to them. But there's stuff they can provide to them year round. Then just entertaining. Lots of people like to see, hey, how do you do that? You know, what's going on with the cows in the dead? What does a farmer do in the dead of winter when it's snowing outside? Are they busy? Or are they taking a trip to Hawaii because they can? You know, what's going on? So behind the scenes is another good thing, regardless of what your niche is. So lots of ways to nurture your audience using copy packs, and also selling. It's like some people, especially if they're new at it, are really hesitant and feel salesy and just don't like, it's scary. It's scary and it's new. And, you know, what if nobody buys it? But it's like, you got to put it out there, or for sure nobody's going to buy it because they don't know you're selling anything. So you have to just do it. And we have lots of fun, friendly, non-icky sales emails and material for you guys to use. So I really encourage you to give those a try and see how they work out for you. All right, and then in social media, we have tons of stuff over in copy packs. We have a whole section of social content, all kinds of things, memes, Pinterest, interactive posts, engagement posts, selling, ad copy, all kinds of things to fill out your calendar. So if you're creating an actual day-by-day social media plan for yourself or one of your clients, or showing one of your affiliates how to do it, there's lots of resources in there for you. And then finally, tips, like be realistic. Be realistic in your schedule. Be realistic in your expectations. Don't, burnout is a thing. Discouragement can be a thing. Be sure and be active in the Facebook group, because then you'll have lots of people on the same journey as you to hold your hand and high five and hug through the hard times and everything else. It's just the way online business, any business is, right? And life. Be flexible. If you're like me, you like to plan everything out, and then you just hardcore focus on that. And I always have to kick myself in the head a little bit and say, oh yeah, actually listen to your audience. They're telling you what they want. They are telling you how you can be better. So negative feedback is still feedback, and there can be a lot of gold in that. So don't take it personally, and get past the fact that it's negative and really analyze it as to, wow, is there some way I can make this better? And then if not, then shake it off and move on. There's always people who don't, who aren't going to be the right fit, and the only way they could find that out is by trying. So, just bless them and let them move on, and it's all fine. Remember to block out holidays, special occasions, your vacations. Don't double book yourself. You want this to be fun, and it's so much easier to do when you're not totally stressing yourself out, because life will do that for you anyway. Consider seasons and holidays for your product inspiration or reasons to promote an existing product. And this applies for almost any kind of niche. Like April, I know you're focusing on real estate people, but I had a plumber come to fix a sink, and he was asking me about social media when he found out that I do digital marketing services. And a simple lead magnet for him is what? We have this big polar vortex moving through. So how to prep your home for a big freeze, right? So your plumbing doesn't freeze. Super helpful. People are looking for it right now. And once it's made, then he can use that every year and re-promote it. Same thing. So around how, and it applies. So plumbers, he's a local business, real estate agents, just that how to prep your house thing can apply to a lot of adjacent niches around there. Same, and then other seasonal things around that. What do you do when you're going to go on vacation so you don't so your house doesn't get damaged or people break in or rob or steal it. What are things, how do you find a house there's all kinds of things you can do around seasons, even if you're not selling stuff people are going to buy for Christmas, like plumbers generally don't, but there are other things going on in that season for them. All right, and I mentioned this before, you can use your larger offers and break them down into smaller products. So it's a great way, if you've got a proven product, it's a great way to bring more people into that. And if you're just starting out and you're just putting things out there to see what works, you also want to consider that, there's the bigger products that people are going to buy, but if that's all you have, it's like they may want that smaller thing just because that's, again, they don't know you, they don't know if it's going to work, they don't know your style, and these smaller things help give them a taste of that to bring them into your world. But everything doesn't have to be fresh and new. Pagewheel is really fun. So especially when people start using it, they make one thing and then they make another thing and then they make another thing and then they make another thing and they forget to promote any of it. They're just making all these things and throwing them out there. But really, if you're spacing out your activities here, it's like you're going to make something and spend a little time in the product builder to make your product and your sales page or landing page, but you really should be spending most of your time over in copy packs and building your audience, building your relationship with your audience all the time throughout the year. Any questions? Okay, so just to back up again, so specifically for yourself or your affiliates or for, well, your clients, you're not going to show them how you're doing stuff, but what you can offer to them. And so you can plan your own calendars for your service for them. These are all the things in Pagewheel that can help you with creating your products and promoting them throughout the year.
Janine,
Mm-hmm.
hello.
Hey.
That was a lot. That was great to consume. I was wondering, is there a way for you yourself to gauge when you're emailing too much or sending? At what point do you see somebody having too much strain because they're not responding to you in the way you want them to? Is there a point where you can tell where there's too much saturation of sending emails out?
Um, Most people are looking at their resources as to how often they can, and um, and their open rates. They're not, so your open rates are telling you how interested people are. How often
I
you do
see.
it is more up to you and both your time and then again what you're offering. Because I've seen, it's like for say like for Holly's kids activities blog, it's huge. There's over, I don't know, 16 or 17,000 posts of kids activities, right? And for kids of all ages and from fun things to educational things. So for her, she's sending out a daily email with a list of activities that any of her moms can choose from for toddlers on up to high schoolers of, hey, here's something to do today, right? And she has
Uh-huh.
the content to back it up and the nature of what she's providing for them daily makes sense, right? Because any
I
day
see.
one of her moms might
Hmm.
be looking for it. On the other hand, it's like, especially if you're starting out, weekly tends to be uh, a good place to start because it gives you time to work on it. And if you
Uh-huh.
don't have the content to back it up every day, then
Uh-huh.
weekly is a nice pace where your readers see it frequently enough and remember who you are, and you start
Uh-huh.
training them as to when it's coming out. Now there are things like, I don't know, what is one of the ones I read that's monthly? Oh, it's like a monthly wrap up and recommendation on stock market things, right? And it's just a monthly
Huh.
report that these guys put out. But it's the same thing where it's like, hey, they trained me to expect it every month, not every week and not every day. They don't cater to day traders, so they don't need a daily email.
Hmm.
It's different. So I guess that's just my way of saying it's like there's no one right answer.
I see. Do
Mhm.
you always accompany with a lead magnet or an offer or something
I
to
recommend
give
that.
them?
I recommend that at the very least. Let me see if I'm not sure if I have an example in here, but I can show you what I would do. So once you have built at least your first offer, then
Hmm.
hold on, let my dashboard load. I have a ton of test products in here, so there are a lot of half-built nonsense items in here. But basically, let's
You
have
should see mine.
what's that? Oh yeah, yeah. So let's go to
Oh, God.
okay, metabolic reboot challenge. That was our example, and that's the share funnel I'm going to finish for you guys as an example of a 5-day challenge. So all I have here right now is what Pagewheel has created for me, and I haven't edited it. But basically, so here you go. Oh, P.S. Reach up out. So Pagewheel just said, hey, it's a good idea. Here's another way for them to find me, right? And ideally,
Mhm.
I'm linking my actual email link here you want to make it as easy for your people as possible. But to answer your question, it'd be like, P.S., check out, I was going to say but you always want to make it about them. So it's like, P.S., if you're looking for help this is a 5-day metabolic booster, right? So if you're looking for more help with
Mhm.
getting healthy, check out my get off the couch coaching program or something like that.
Mhm.
So down here in the PS is where you can always, and then I would link this to this landing
There's
page,
yes.
whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
So you can do it as a PS. You can just do it like a signature block and just have, um, you know, how would you say this? You don't even have to say, you can just say, hey, check out more. Or if you love this,
Mhm.
I have more for you. And you can just put in here, offer 1, offer 2, whatever your more things are. And I would do up to 3.
Uh-huh.
And I would, put their names in and I would link them here because you want to consider that
Ah.
the customer journey is a real thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And so for every step, there's an obstacle for them that you're going to help
Right.
provide a solution for. And so as
Uh-huh.
you're building your email list, not everybody needs that one thing that you're talking about, that latest thing that you just built. They may not be there
Right.
in their journey. They might not be there yet, or they may have already passed it. So what you're
Uh-huh.
doing here is showing like if this is customer journey steps 1, 4, and 17, but they're your most popular ones. The thing is, they're seeing it in your email and they'll start seeing it over and over again because it's in your footer. And so when they do hit that step and they do need that help from you, they'll remember and they'll click on it and they'll buy it. So the email is a lot more about that idea of people need to see things 7 to 11 times before it really clicks with them. Advertising,
Uh-huh.
we need, how
Right.
many times do we need to touch somebody before they click? And that's what your email really helps you do.
I see. Oh,
Your
and
question?
so before I send out a lot of emails, I really should have a product, a, a library of a lot of products
No,
that maybe
no,
could be the same products, but with different titles too.
no. Annette, no, don't wait. Don't wait. You want to start
I've
building
been
your
waiting.
list
Hmm.
because it's so important. Your email list is the most valuable thing. It's your customer list. The idea behind it is, even if other platforms like Facebook or TikTok, right? They got shut down. They shut down everybody. If you didn't have a customer email list, and say TikTok just
Hmm.
got shut down and stayed shut down, you're done.
Hmm.
You just lost
Hmm.
everything. If you have an email list, now you can send an email and say, oh, can't find me on TikTok? I can't find you either. It's dark over there, but now you can find me over on Instagram,
Right,
and send
right,
that
right.
to everybody
That's
and
right.
tell them where you're going to be. So that's
Uh-huh.
why it's important. So even if you have nobody on your email list, I would still go to copy packs. I would set up MailChimp. I would connect it to my Pagewheel account, and I would use copy packs to create that welcome to my newsletter email. So at the very least, no matter what you're going to make for your audience in the future, you already have that set up, and start
Hmm.
using copy packs to write those weekly emails. It's going to help
Nice.
give
Yeah.
you product ideas. If
Hmm.
and when you start getting people to opt in, your email is a great place to ask people, what do they need help with?
Hmm.
So you don't have to sit in isolation wondering what to make for people. Ask them and they will tell you. And sometimes
Hmm.
it's a one-off thing that just that one guy needed, and other times it's something that 50 people needed or 500 people needed. But nobody said anything until you asked. So
Hmm.
yeah, don't wait. But
Yeah.
yeah, the cool thing about anything digital, including Pagewheel, is just because you've published something doesn't mean you can't go back and edit it. So say you didn't have any of this stuff on your delivery email. When you make your next thing, you can come back and put it on there. Now you have offer one, right?
Hmm.
And then forever, now if anybody goes to offer two and gets this delivery email, they're going to see that you also have your offer one. And you just keep.
Yes.
So, and then when you put out the next one, when you put out offer three, then you go back to offer one and two delivery mail, and you put offer one and offer two links in your email.
Hmm.
And likewise for offer three, you would have offer one and two. So, and that way you keep building it. And guys, if you've been doing this for a while, but you haven't done the footnote trick here, it's like you can, if you have, an audience already, you can increase your conversions by I've seen between 5 and 8%.
Wow.
Which is a nice little kick for just adding something to your email. Um, those are with people with really big audiences. So you know how it is with emails. Like again, email, it's like it's a slow build game in the sense of, click rates, especially for sales, open rates and conversions are in the like 1 to 2%. Higher 5, 10, between 5 and 10% is a party on average. Some people have really super duper engaged audiences and will be like, oh, my open rate is 75%. Or somebody's like, well, good for them. They're doing something really right. And their audience really loves them. And it's also a testament to how you can have a small audience and still make really good sales. So, the numbers are
Yes.
just to give you a general idea. Your mileage may vary, but when you're worried, your original question about what you want to provide for your audience, it's
Oh,
like a 1% open rate is average
uh-huh.
to low. So
I see.
yeah. So you'd need a list of 100 people to average have one person click it open.
Uh-huh. This is exciting. Thank you, Janine.
It is. Yeah, and those are really good questions, Annette, because if you're unfamiliar with stuff, it's like that I struggled with. It's like I don't know what right looks like, and I don't know what good is, because, if you're coming from, I don't know, academics where you're like 90% is an A, and you're saying a 1.5% click rate is awesome. 1.5%, that's a big F. That's it. Like, why did I even turn in my homework, right? So yeah,
Right.
I felt the same way when I heard that, like mine was, well, I haven't sent emails in a couple of months for different reasons. I totally regrouped and stepped back and not punted, but it was just, and I'm glad I did because the website's done. It just got finished last night. Like I'm ready to like move forward with one offer, which is the memberships. That's it.
Mhm. Good.
And focused. But now that I am, I'm like, I think before, Deanna can correct me if I'm wrong, but we were at 30-ish% open rate. And to me, because I'm like you, Janine, I was a straight A student, scholarships, like 30% to me is like womp, womp, womp,
it's still an
like
F. Yeah.
big fat failure. You're taking that class again,
Yeah, it's
you
an
know.
interview
So
drop. What happened?
yes, I was like 30%. My freshman year in college, one of my classes it was a reach for me. And I didn't have study skills because I'd never had to crack a book. So I got to college and I made a 42 on the first test. And I actually asked him, was this out of 100? Because I was like, I've never actually seen a 42, so I need to know like out of what. And
Yeah.
he kind of looked at me like I was the blooming idiot that I was at the time. And anyway, I marched off to college thinking I was going to teach him how it was done, and I got my clock cleaned.
Oh no. Oh no.
So we figured it out, but it took a while.
That's right. And that happens. But yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to get real good on it's like I love analytics, so but setting my expectations around what is normal and trying to achieve that and then do better. But it's important also around like when you're doing product ideas and your promotional activities, it's like you don't want to be banging your head against your monitor trying to promote something that you've largely maxed out. It's that, return on your efforts. When it starts plateauing, then you want to put your effort into that next thing and build that library of revenue for your business. Okay, so I'm going to look at the chat here. Let's see. April, can we have the shared digital product to use for ourselves to promote? Yeah, and I'm glad you're asking this. And if I don't say it, feel free to ask me again every Monday. But the recording, this PDF, I put the PDF link in there for you guys this time, but this week when the share funnel goes out, it will also be in it. And absolutely use the share funnels. That's why we're sharing them. We want you to use them. You can use them for your clients, do whatever you want with them. It's meant to be a resource for you. But in general, so there will be the share funnel, and then I will also be making a step-by-step knowledge-based post with the information as well. So that, depending, so supporting, say, well, for yourself or for your affiliates, if they just need instructions, once I have the share funnels, I'll be putting the links in that knowledge base post as well. So there will be a couple places to find it. So if you somehow don't get the links during the week or from the email, they will be in the blog and they'll always be there. Okay.
Will that come out on Friday?
I believe the email goes out on Friday. Yes.
I won't look before.
What's that?
I won't look at it before.
Well, yeah.
I won't expect it before then.
Yeah. Yeah. But so basically what I'm doing is we're doing the workshop on Monday. I'm recording it, and this recording will also go in the knowledge base post so you can refer back to it and see and benefit from everybody's questions, right? And the discussion afterwards. And then, yeah, the share funnel is like, right, why reinvent the wheel if I already made the thing? So, but no, we want to make it easy for you. Okay, and April's asking me, how often does everyone email their list? Does everybody have a list? Robert. Robert has homework. Robert, guess what your homework is?
No, I'm working on it. I still
Robert,
haven't.
you've been in here too long to not have a list.
Yeah, well, I don't have anybody out there listing yet. So we're working on it.
Yeah.
It's starting this month.
Yay. New year, new things.
David Murphy and I laugh every time I see Robert's name where it says Robert Strand. My southern brain goes, "Ooh, child," because he's got chili right after his name. But Chile in the South is, "Ooh, child."
Yeah. That's so funny. Okay,
So
how
it
to
just makes
access this
Robert doesn't
recording?
even know that he's in my head. Like every time I say,
Yeah.
"Ooh, child," I think of Robert.
So, okay, so I'm just going through these questions. So, April, yes. So, accessing the recording, it will be in that knowledge base post and preferably on the delivery page. So,
And the knowledge base post is learn.pagewheel.com. That's where all this is populating. Okay.
yeah. And here, let me put that in I'll put it in the chat one more time. So, this would be, so like last week when we did the how to do a 5-day challenge, the share funnel's not ready yet because I had issues with our YouTube channel, but the blog post is there with all the step-by-steps and links to what you're using in Pagewheel where. So that's in that one, and you can see. Please do take a look at it, and if you feel like if it's so, here I am asking my audience if there's anything missing that you wish that it had. Please let me know because I want that to be a really good resource for you. Okay, let's see. Yay, April. April has VIP clients. That's awesome. Okay, and thought I saw one other question. Nope, I think that's it. Okay. So that is our annual planning. Was that helpful for anybody?
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well,
Super.
yay. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. If you have suggestions, please put them in the Facebook group. The idea here for these workshops is always we want to answer questions for beginners if they're having trouble or stuck on anything. But where last year we were doing like different features of Pagewheel, now we're trying to up it to like, here's a more complex, how do you make a thing and promote it? The whole package of what you would want to do rather than focusing on Pagewheel features. So we're assuming you're using Pagewheel, and now we're focusing on what you can actually do with it now that you know how to use it. All right. Okay. Well, have a great week, everybody, and stay warm, stay safe. See you next time.
Thank you, Janine.
You're welcome. Bye.